morning though, but it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be here. I'm glad to be sharing this morning with you. You're tuned to Women Radio 91.7 FM. And it's our daily news review program this morning where we run through the headlines and then tackle the ones that our eye with our analyst. So yeah, let's get into it this morning. You already know that we are live on YouTube at WFM917.com, and you can listen to us on the go via our website, www.wfm917.com. The phone lines will be open shortly, but before then, you can send in your text messages to 0703-1756-537 and 08155-917-917. Okay, let's get into it this morning. I'm trying to see or remember if there's any other housekeeping rules I need to do. I don't think so. I think we're good for this morning. When I woke up this morning, I saw some headlines and I was like, what is going on in the polity? What exactly is going on? During or Nigerian but we just have to keep our head up and just be hopeful, really. I really and truly, that's really it. Keep your head up, be hopeful. No more, no less. So yeah, let's get into it this morning. Starting off with the Punch newspaper, we have Ekiti Varsity mourns after 3 die in post-convocation stampede. Oh God. May their souls rest in peace. Next up on the Punch newspaper, we have 6 billion naira ransom demand for Borno Kaduna victims sparks. I'll say that again. 6 billion naira demand for Borno Kaduna victims sparks security fears. When I saw this morning, I said, but we're going to get into it with our analyst this morning, because are we now, I mean, it's one thing for Nigerians to be abducted, is another thing entirely, right? For the terrorists to now be making demands of us and daring the government to do something. Like, try your luck. Yeah. Very, very scary. Moving on to the Guardian newspaper, we have politics overshadows governance as the National Assembly observes 93-day recess in 2026. I was going through this article too, and I was like, like people are resting more than you're working. That's what came to my mind. But I mean, we'll see how this unfolds. Next up on the Guardian, we have Daniel versus Abiodun. Plot for Ogun East Senatorial District thickens. Ticket for its senatorial district ticket thickens. So Dr. Abiodun just is finishing his second term as governor of Ogun State. Otumagwinga Daniel has been governor in the I think he was it the first? No, he wasn't. Please don't quote me. Don't come after him alive. So he's also wanting to contest, both of them basically former Ogun governors, wanting to contest for senatorial districts. Sometimes when I see these things that happen, I say, and the funny thing about Gbenga Daniel is that he has already served as senator for Ogun East since 2013, right? So I'm thinking, why do you want to go again? But then this is the tale, or this is the plight of most Nigerian politicians. They don't want to leave the government. They don't want to leave anything. So what are the chances for young people to go in? So he did serve as governor, like I mentioned earlier. I think this was like, I remember being in secondary school. I was about to finish secondary school when he came in to power. And I know he ruled, as with every governor, 8 years. And he's, like I mentioned, senator of he just served as senator of Ogun State, and we know that the tenures are for 4 years. We have people who have been in the Senate for 16 years, right? And he's just served 4 years. So maybe he's like, look, I gotta go again. But we know that he just turned 70, right? When did he turn 70? Yeah, this last month. I think it was last month or early this month. He just turned 70. So I'm thinking, Why do you still need to stay in power? Like, go and play with your grandchildren, but what do I know? Next up in the headlines this morning, we have FCT Education Secretary slams NUT, warns of looming WASC crisis over strike. Yesterday, we did read a headline that said teachers in Abuja are going on strike from this week. So I don't know. The education of our children is too important for all these things to be happening. So let's just see as it's unfolding, because Next up on this day newspaper, we have Oshibajo inaugurates 6.72-kilometer road in Bayelsa. He lauds Diri for fulfilling promises. That's a good one. In the Daily Trust, we have kidnappers gun down driver, abduct passengers in Edo State. Hey, God, I beg. Next up on the Daily Trust as well, we have pension scheme. Retired police officers take protests to presidential villa. We saw this last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? And I saw this again this week, and I was like, they just went and sat there. Again, the question is it not their money they're trying to get? Or is it money that the government wants to give them? Even if money that the government wants to give them, they're well within their rights to say we want this money. So anyway, but hoping that they listen to them. And a word of note to police officers: without saying so much, just look up and look. In the Vanguard newspaper, we have stop running to Abuja. Governors can fix insecurity, says Owosheni. Also in the Vanguard, we have insecurity. Many terrorists, 3 soldiers killed in fierce Kwara gun battle. Right. Moving on to the Premium Times, we have Ondo. Doctors give state government ultimatum to implement welfare benefits. We've been on this mountain for too long. What is going to fix this? What is going to bring respite to the doctors in Nigeria? 2027, APC fixes dates for primaries. Presidential candidates to pay 100 million naira for the form, and governorship candidates say 50 million naira. Please, where are you seeing this money? Because 100 million naira to get a form. So if a young person in age 40 was going to go, how would he be able to? The question really is, before I even get there, what informs this amount of money to pay? Is the amount of money this high because they're trying to ward off people that maybe it's a ploy to reduce who's applying? I don't know. Our analyst is I'll ask him this question so he can explain this thing to me, because I need to know. Because I've always wondered about why the prices of the form are so expensive. And this is not just in Nigeria. This is like worldwide, in most countries, the amount, the presidential form is really high. The price of presidential form is always high. In the Nation newspaper, we have 2027, Northwest APC vows massive votes for Tinubu, adopts campaign of facts. So, okay. Next up, we have alleged 8.7 billion naira money laundering. Court admits 9 exhibits in Malami and others trial. In the cable newspaper, we have police arrest fake JAM coordinator in Anambra, recover exam slips. Hey, yesterday on the pen pushing newspaper, we're talking about somebody who had fraudulently disguised as the speaker in Ogun State, and then now we're having this one. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. Moving on to the cable, still on the cable newspaper, we have JAM dismisses refund demands as candidates incur charges, checking delayed results. And this is very, very interesting, because JAM had come out to say this is the time that people can check your results. Unfortunately, when they went to go and check, it did not work. They tried again, it did not work. They tried again, it did not work. Then JAM comes back to say, we're so sorry, want to, but a technical error or not. And then candidates were like, since it did not work. Like, who's now going to pay for the money that I've spent to check our results? I think that rather than saying JAM dismisses, and what JAM should have done is, we understand your plot and everything, but the money is actually non-refundable. There's a way you can say non-refundable without it sounding like a slight on people, or like slap on people's faces. I think that's what we lack. One of the things that we lack in this country: tact, top to bottom, tact. Okay, moving on to the Daily Post, we have Ogun FRSC warns drivers against excessive speed during rainy season. This one is important because, like I mentioned this morning, it's already cloudy and the rains have been coming in more frequently. It's just that they've not cooled us down like that, but the rains have been coming in more frequently. So please, excessive speeds during the raining season is a no-no. Highest, turn on your hazard lights, right, and drive slow. There's no need to be speeding, and your headlamps as well inside rainy season. There's no need. Next up on the Daily Post, we have Ogun gubernatorial. Governor Adeleke Oyebamiji campaign teams clash over propaganda claims, accountability questions. Okay, we shall be seeing as Osun election unfolds. In the Tribune newspaper, federal government validates 9.9 billion naira cash transfers in Ondo, targets 396,671 households. Please, when is this money going to touch me? And when I'm saying when is this money going to touch me, I don't mean like 10K. Who's collecting 10K with you? Give me like million. Yeah, okay. Killings, women protests, destroy military checkpoints in Plateau community. These women came out to protest the killings in Plateau and the lack of security, the how insecurity has now become order of the day. And I don't know. I'm not with destroying the checkpoint or destroying things, but if you want to protest, please go ahead. Yeah, you're well within your rights to do that. Finally, on the pen pushing newspaper, we have police arrests 4 suspected cultists for iPhone robbery, assault in Ogun State. Lastly, the headlines this morning, for this one from the pen pushing, we have All Progressives Congress adopts Dapo Abiodun as consensus candidate for Ogun East Senatorial District. Ooh, is there anything for Dapo Abiodun, for Winga Daniel like this now? Is it? Yeah, nothing for him more at this point, because he's also, I remember reading something this morning that said he was denied access to the Ogun East APC meeting. It is well. It is what it is well. Anyway, we're just gonna go straight into it. Our analyst is here. I can tell analyst already. Hi, Ademi. Good morning.
Good morning for me. It's good to be here this morning, and good morning to all our listeners and family all around the world.
It's good to have you here. How are you? Hope you're well.
Oh, very well, thank you. I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's get into it this morning. The first headline for this morning, we have this one that we woke up to: 6 billion naira ransom demand for Borno Kaduna victims sparks security fears. So there are fresh concerns over Nigeria's worsening security crisis, which have emerged following coordinated ransom demands totaling 6 billion naira by terrorists holding hundreds of abducted victims in Borno and Kaduna states. The number is 416 women and children. 416 women and children were abducted in Borno State, and they've issued a 72-hour ultimatum through mediators, right? So a separate incident happened in Kaduna State, where these suspected terrorists who had attacked another community, Ariko community in the Kachia local government area, they've demanded 1 billion naira for the release of several kidnapped residents, including vulnerable incidents. And this demand is wowing. You know, when I saw that they're demanding for this amount of money to free 416 victims. I was like, what is going on? And what is worrisome is that in the video they released, they actually dared the Nigerian government to apply force in the rescue of the 416 victims. Why? Because they said that if they rescued that, they said, we dare you to do so, number one. Number two, they said, if you don't pay this money, you will never see these victims again because we will disperse them. And what's so interesting is that these terrorists were dressed in military camouflage uniforms, but they were not masked up. We can see their faces. We can see their faces. What is going on? What is going on? Right. Adeyemi, over to you because this one passed me.
Thank you very much, Fumi. In fact, I feel so sorry for the victims actually, because I can imagine the trauma we'll be going through at the moment. The fact that they're being abducted, held hostage, and we can't really tell particularly the kind of condition that they're being subject to. There's no way, no matter how good they are being treated, they can never be comfortable. And you know, they are psychologically, they will be demoralized. So that's one aspect that we must understand. So as it is, what are we going to do to save these people from the ends
and to save our country?
That is our goal as a people and as a nation. Before I go further on that, let me just say this way. What has been happening and what you are seeing as it is with the situation that we have at hand, with the abduction and killings everywhere, is the fact that this has been allowed to go on for too long. Now they have seen that we are not responsive. Now they have seen there is an avenue for them to make money. And at the same time, they are being shielded by some elements and being supported and sponsored by these same people who will come out and tell us that the height of insecurity in our country is high. The government is not doing anything. I tell you, if before now, at the initial stage that we had this case of Boko Haram and everything, they are being curbed, neutralized. What we are seeing today will not be the story that we'll be telling. I remember vividly way back in the time of the Maitacinis in Nigeria. The time Maitacini came out then, and the Nigerian army went onslaught with them, neutralized them, saved the situation. You know that such crime was not committed and no set ever came up all through then until when Boko Haram raised its head. And because of the northern elites who are using them, who will not understand that the life of the people is more important than whatever politics or whatever gain of profit they are going to make from it. And these are the same elements that will come to this airspace and be telling us how to go about the country. I wonder why you and I as a people will listen to people who has brought us to this state that we have, this quagmire that we are. They will still have the effrontery to speak to you and I, to our psyche, to speak to our conscience, to behave as if they are heroes, they are fighting for the interest of you and I. No. That's why I will continue to say, until we as a people, until we stand up against these people, this crime that they are perpetrating will continue. Look, you see, the federal government and the security agencies at the moment, I'm not going to shoot them as well. Because one, you see, a lot of questions needs to be asked. I remember sometimes ago when Obasanjo was the president of this nation, I think we had something like a satellite, something somewhere in the space. Where is the satellite? These are the essence of having such
equipment
in the space to monitor and to see the happenings. If you have it, you will be able to tell at every movement. You'll be able to tell at their procession. You'll be able to tell about their gathering. You'll be able to pinpoint where they are at any given time. And when you're talking about situation room will coordinate every other thing. And your men, the armed forces, the security agents will be on ground. Look, I think it is time that the government needs to understand that there are things that we need to do. There must, in the military, when I was growing up way back then, they said that you hear that there are 24 hours duty alert or something like that, meaning that they are there in case of anything, they will be the first responder.
Yeah.
So what exactly are we doing? We should have military formations, at least no more than 1 hour away from every community. No more than 1 hour away, so that when you have information, intelligence comes to you, or when you are able to pinpoint to have information that these people are on their way to so you can see the movement of Okadas or a vehicle in in convoy going towards particular area, the military can be deployed immediately to counter them. These are measures that the government can take to curb this issue, to curb this crime that is ongoing. And no matter, we know that quite very well, we have those who are moles, who also gives us information about the movement of the military. But if you have all this there, and I tell you, within the military, within the camp, you will also have intelligence that will be able to pick those who are even the informants among you. All this needs to be done. If truly we are intentional, if truly we want the situation to be arrested, we want it to become an history in this nation, then these measures has to be taken. We have to do something about it. We cannot continue to wake up every day to hear that our people have been killed, they have been abducted, their homes have been destroyed, they have been displaced, and some idiot, we have the infantry, to tell a whole country that they are giving us 72 hours. That if nothing is done, if you are not being able to pay ransom, can you imagine it? An infantry. If you are not being able to pay ransom, then we will not be able to see our people again.
Yeah.
That's an insult as to a nation. And even to those people who are come on, let's look at it. This so-called, oh my God, it's painful because a lot of things I want to say, but I'm just being careful. I wonder what it is that you people will say you have the interest of this nation at heart. And things like this are happening every day. And you are telling your people that you are their leaders. And yet you are not standing up to fight it. All you do is just to go to your own comfort, your safety, your comfort. You travel out of the country because you have made havoc in other nations. You care not. Your children are not prone to any abduction. They are protected. You have armed forces, you have the police, you have military escorts around them when they're in the country. Then what are we saying?
Yeah.
Is it not time for us as a people to really think deep down and see that these people don't really care about you and I? Until we also were able to see, we cannot allow them to be the one dictating our perception of things. We have to be reasonable. We have to open our minds. We have to open our eyes. We have to be deep thinker. We have to be critical in our analysis and objective. Until we're able to do this, that's when we can actually fight these monsters. They are all monsters. Because anybody that takes pleasure in the killing, shedding of blood, that person is a monster. Is a beast. God will help us.
God will truly help us, because I mean, everything you said, right? God will help us. God will help us. Okay, the phone lines are now open. You can call 07000 917 917 or 09155 917 917. You can text or WhatsApp us on 0703 1756 537 or 08155 917 917. Olushaka has some questions to ask. He says, who was this Amuputo in 2023 that anyone would want to impersonate him? Number two, the man should be defending himself directly and not INEC. This tells us a lot about our institutions. Number three, the fact that INEC and the Senate president are defending him already confirms all we know now. That's Olusoga Ajayi from Odunlaiko. Did you want to react to any of these points at the end before we go on?
Oh, well, he asked a question: who is Amuputo before 2023? If you go by his biography, you will know that definitely he has been a person of interest.
Yeah.
He's a lecturer, he's a lawyer, and you know that means he has been there all along. Yes, he may not be saddled with the responsibility of being the chairman of INEC, the boss, INEC boss, but as it is, he's been there. And you see, whether we like it or not, you and I, we cannot just come to limelight in one day.
Mm-hmm.
We must have been, moving from one stage to the other, climbing the ladder, gradually, until we are able to get to where we can be seen and be heard. And we can be able to contribute a greater quota of what God has, given to us, even that which we have been able to achieve in terms of academics. So I think that is exactly what has happened to our. And when you talk about why are they being the one defending him, you see, let's look at it this way. When you say this person is the boss of this organization, you don't expect that boss, when there are allegations or there are issues, to be the one that will come and speak first. He won't speak up. That's the essence of the spokesperson of that organization. That's their job. And, friends and another person can speak on his behalf until he's being called out by maybe a body that is saddled with investigation. That's when they can have, okay, let me come to the fore and answer questions. But as it is, he's not going to speak. It's the people, it's the organization that he works that will speak on his behalf until then. So let's answer the question, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's go into the second headline, which is the UI NASU SS annual protest. This is from the Guardian newspaper. The non-academic staff union, NASU, and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, beg your pardon, at UI, University of Ibadan, have decried prolonged unresolved welfare concerns, accusing the university management of neglect, poor communication, and failure to honor agreements. The NASU chairman, while speaking during this peaceful protest, said that the members of the union had been deprived of entitlements for the past 3 years, beg your pardon, alleging that repeated efforts to engage the management have yielded no results. He said several letters have been written to the management over time, but they were not acknowledged, and he's now describing the situation as a sustained disregard for staff welfare. It also raises the issues surrounding the scheme of service, which guides staff welfare and promotion processes, insisting that union representatives must be involved in any review process. Well, the medical, what's it they call it? They've not come out to say anything yet. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this, Adeyemi, because this is not the first time that this conversation will be happening, and from the looks of things, it won't be the last time that it will be happening. Like, what is so hard in giving them their rightful demand? That's my question.
Yes, thank you very much. You see, when situations like this arises, I believe that the union, that's the NASU
Yeah.
and the SANU, ought to have, of course, they have been engaging them, like they said, for the past 3, 4, 5 years. But there's been no result. They have not yielded to their plight. And it is time for them to really take it up. This is not the first time I think is happening in recent time. I remember some months back, because I know that UCH is a body of UI. And I remember vividly that my friends who were working in UCH, they were home for almost almost 2-3 months because of this same welfare issue. The Senior Staff Association and the NASU, as well, Non-Academic Staff Union, they all were on strike for almost 3 months because of the condition, the welfare of the workers, and the management being complacent, not looking at their direction and looking at what the solution to provide, and yielding to their call. So as it is now, what can be done? It is high time. It is high time. Because let's look at it this way. Despite the fact that there is government allocation, budget that comes to them, they are still making money as a university. So let's ask our question. The budget that they have, where does it go? What's new? What thing is new that we can find in the environment that we say, oh, that's what we are spending this money on? And when you're talking about the budget that for every monthly budget, you know that the staff welfare and salary is part of it. So why are you denying these people that are working of their rights? It shows you the kind of people that we are. We are tax masters. A black man is a tax master. That's our nature. That is why a black man will not want his brother to surpass him, because he wants to be the one that you will be recognizing at every given time. You don't want your brother. It's unfortunate. That's the kind of person that we are. And that is the reason why you see the insecurity that is ongoing. Because the black man does not care about the other person. Now, the union, we have given them time. It is now the responsibility, because you know that University of Borno is a federal university. Madam, are you with me?
Yeah.
The federal government needs to look into this direction. Why are the non-academic staff union of the university about to embark on a strike? That question, and with all that has been stated, the management, the Senate of the University of Ibadan must be called. Yes, it's important. They have to be called. You see, we cannot continue to look away. UI is key. When you're talking about academic institution in this nation.
Yes.
And don't forget that there are thousands of students in that school. So by the time these people go on strike, that means all the academic activities in that citadel will be down. And that means you are prolonging their years of staying in that school,
Mm-hmm.
and you are actually, one way or the other, affecting their progress. Do we continue that again? We have witnessed that for so long in this nation. We've seen when students spend 6 months, 8 months sitting at home because of strike. That should not happen anymore. And the present government have said that students are not going to spend one day at home out of the academic calendar as preferred. So if he wants to achieve that, if that is the goal, and that must be sustained, then the Senate of University of Ibadan must be called upon. Something must be done on time to save the situation.
Well said, well said. Thank you so much for your comment. I mean, I know you say, oh, they get federal allocation and, but the university makes money. But do universities really make money? Especially, and I know I'm getting into gray area here, because if I'm asking this question, and what I'm essentially saying is that maybe they should increase school fees. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just asking if the universities are making money, because how do they make money? They make money from what? All the fees, the tuition fees, every other thing, and maybe from research, right? But is the money they're making really commensurate to being able to pay these non-academic stuff?
Well, let's look at it from this angle.
Mm-hmm.
For every establishment, whether academic organization or non-academic business organization, profit-oriented, whatever, you know that the numbers of the employee must have been budgeted and taken care of in their budgets. Welfare packages, which include the salary, housing allowance, medical allowance, and every other emolument that comes with being with the employment, is already budgeted and projected. So whatever allocation that is coming for the federal government, I want to tell you categorically that all these are embedded in it. Now, outside the federal government, the allocation coming from the federal government, we have said it, they still make money. There are a lot of grants to the university coming from non-profit organizations, bodies. Well, okay, the money they make on UTME, what do they do with it? There are so many avenues the university are making money. What are they doing with the money? Has there been any changes in the academic, in the classrooms, in their theaters? Has there been any difference? And don't forget, in recent time, we find out that most of them, they still pay some fees for hostels. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Those are avenues. They make money. I know you see, there is no way they don't make money. But the problem we have is that we as a people, we don't care about the welfare of the other person. All we care about is how we embezzle, how we call all the money to ourselves. That when you are driving around the university campus, they see you are driving Toyota Land Cruiser 2026. Oh, that's the VC, that's the registrar. That's what they more, please. And you see them, they'll say they are going on research. It's a lie. By the time you find out, they are going about abroad with the numbers of their family at the expense of the workers.
Right.
We have seen in this nation where a one-time, it's late now, an IG of police said to his orderlies after he invited his children from overseas to come and take over what he has established.
Organization.
And the children, they sent just only one representative. When the son came, and the father said, look, it is time for you to know and have knowledge of what I have, so that you people can take over. You know the response of that child. The child asked the mother, said, "Sir, Daddy, do you think me and my siblings will leave that place and come to Nigeria?" He asked father, "But you have families. Give it to them.
Wow.
We don't need it. We are already established in our own." And you know what the man said? The man said, "If only I had known all this money that I ought to have used for the welfare of the Nigerian police personnel." You know, that's the problem. That is what you see. All these people that are going away with our money, the money that their next 20 generation will not be able to spend. And they are not thinking that these are people who are spending all the days of their life in the employment of the civil service, spending 35 years, and at the end of the day, when they are leaving, you are giving them 3 million, 4 million.
Oh.
And you will not say you are good.
Yeah, God
will punish all of them. Oh.
Hey.
That's the honest truth. God will punish them, not only them, their generations. You see, that is why at the point, you not hear about their generation again. When the wicked prosper, you prosper at that particular time. Your generation will pay for it in the course of time.
In the course of time, absolutely. I'm interested. I was saying this with me yesterday on the big question about how just be careful what you do, because you don't want to see about your children unborn are the ones feeling it. Okay, this is still Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. The time is 11 minutes after 8, and this is the Daily News Review program with our analyst Adiola Adeyemi. Myself, for me, I'm here as well. Before we go to the third headline, I was going to ask you this question to start the show, but I forgot. 20. Let me look for it. I said it during the headlines this morning. Yes, 2027, APC fixes dates for primaries, presidential aspirants to pay 100 million, governorship 50 million. And I had a question. My question was, why are these presidential forms so expensive? Like, it's almost unattainable for people who really want to be president. Because actually, if I know that politics is expensive. I've watched too many politics shows to know that politics is too expensive, right? Money flowing here and there. But why is it that the presidential form is expensive? I know this is not only like related to Nigeria. Even in some Western countries, you see this also happen. The presidential form is XYZ amount of money. The person that really wants to be president cannot afford it. The person that we don't want to be president then affords it, like in the case of Trump. Now in America, everybody's like, oh my god, and he still has so much time to go. But I said I was going to ask you, why do these forms cost so much? Is it a gatekeeping tactic so that the people that they don't want to be there will not be able to apply for it? Or is it actually, I don't know. Yes, let's hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you very much. You said presidential form.
Yes.
Presidential form of a particular party.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hold it that way. Yeah. Of a particular party. Now, what it implies is that party, whoever wants to go for that office, who are the people that will be interested in that office? These are the same people that you are talking that have stolen our money. So how will the party they belong to be able to benefit from them if they do not sell it for them at that rate? Now, let's look at it. You said anybody that may want to do good and want to be the president will not be able to afford that. If you know that you want to be the president of this nation and you cannot afford it, then you become a private candidate. Then you look for a party where you can actually make your contribution. We already know that these parties, the people there are money bags. Those who are vying for those positions are those who have the money. You are the ordinary person. When you say the ordinary person who wants to vie, it's for councillor or chairmanship. Even chairmanship are expensive. But you know, as it is, we must be honest. That is the reason why they are expensive. They want to rake in more money for the party. It's not to streamline. You saw the numbers of people that came out the last time, about 23 of them, vying for the office of the president, vying for the ticket, the candidacy of their party. So that's to tell you that it is not about copying. It's not. It's about making money for their party. And that does not stop whoever wants to be a president from not vying for the office of the president. It now depends on the party you want to choose, where you know that you can, what your capacity can carry you. You're already somebody like me. Will I say I want to be the president? I want to vie for the office of president as a candidate of APC when I know that I don't have that money, except somebody sponsor me. And whoever sponsor me will expect something in return. That we must understand. So anybody, there's nothing, even in Freetown, there's no free lunch.
We have a call. Sorry to interrupt. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. We cannot hear you. Okay, yes, please call the other line. Thanks so much. I think that's Evangelist Dixon, yes. Yeah, but let's go to the third headline because I don't know. If we continue, we'll not move from here, from this price of form. And I mean, because really, if you were going to go for presidential election, yeah, maybe you have 100 million naira somewhere that you can use to go for election. And I think that's, for me personally, that's what this can be discouraging. That after I've put in all the work, it's like I've gone to the grassroots level. They know me already as the candidate for whatever. Okay, hello, good morning. Good morning, Evangelist.
Good morning, Madam. Good morning, Mr. Mania. Good morning.
No, this is Mr. Deyemi. Is your friend today? Mr. Deyemi is the one that's here. Emmanuel was yesterday.
I don't have any. I've been listening. I don't like living Nigerian. That's why I say as evangelist, I study my Bible, and that's encouraging. I don't have this, I don't have this. You can't read everything. But you wait and you look at what bandit is doing. That shows that these people don't like it. What about the local elders? Do you smell like a chicken, like all these are shouting? Let me come to a state door. These people are what? It's only when you listen to them. That's what you're doing. But maybe I think maybe after Tinubu have I think it will be different. It will be decisive on all this. But you should know. And during the time I live, my dream. And I talk about it. Okay, it's not something they know something like that. But you wake up and you can't tell me so that we play now. You told me a man that you know when you see it. Imagine if they kidnap your own children. So this is some of the most they know that they don't bad. This is happening. Police, listen how when this will happen, say before, let them declare of emergency. So to love one another and do the right in Nigeria will be great again. God bless. God bless.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for your call and for your contribution. We are still, this is still Daily News Review program on Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women. And we have our analyst here this morning, Adeyemi, who's been analyzing the many issues, plaguing us in Nigeria. I don't know if it's me, but yeah, it's ever since you started this your master's program, Adeyemi, that you've been, I don't know, there's a difference in your approach when you're speaking now. I don't know what, maybe you are feeling Nigeria now. I don't know, because before it didn't seem like you were feeling the same thing we were feeling in Nigeria. But yeah, let's take the last headline and then we call it a day. The 6 billion naira ransom. Oh no, we've done that already. Beg your pardon. From the This Day newspaper, President Tinubu disconnected from Nigerians' hardship, says Baba Ahmed. This week we woke up to seeing that there's a new party, PRP. Anyway, the national chairman of this party, because I'm not getting into that this morning, has expressed worry over what he called a widening gap between leadership actions under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and citizens' realities. He said many politicians were now sharing interest in joining PRP ahead of future elections. He also said, the president suggesting that people did not see his progress because they should go and take his glasses. He's like, what's that? He also said that the comment, raises concerns about the government's awareness of the prevailing economic and security challenges. I mean, when I read it, I was like, yeah, I want to talk because you said you're a politician, you said you have money, you said you have whatever it is, but the message is still the message. So I want to ask you, Ademi, are you feeling the heat in Nigeria? And do you think that the president is disconnected from the plight of Nigerians?
Oh, well, there is no Nigerian, whether rich or being the masses, because I don't see any, like I said, nobody is poor. It depends on your, nobody is not feeling it. And it's not only in Nigeria. That's why sometimes when everybody is saying Nigeria, when I talk, I will look at somebody who is from another planet. Because, we find out that it's virtually everywhere in the world. That all these pains that everybody we are feeling in Nigeria, people are feeling as well. Like I said, sometimes, if you ask our Nigerians in the Western world, for them to meet up with their needs, they do extra job than you and I do over here in this country. That is why they are able to pay their bills. That is why they are able to still, retain the houses, their accommodations. If they lose their job, I tell you, for 1 month, they will become destitute. That is how horrible and terrible the situation is over there. But in this part of the world, in our country to be precise, it is not the same. But the truth of the matter is that, yes, because of the policies, because of the measures that the federal government introduced at the inception of this government, so many things, skyrocketed when it comes to prices of goods and commodities. Yes, but like we have been saying, we cannot continue in the same direction and want different results. So that's the problem. So if, like what Baba Ahmed has said, I'll still go back to these same people. These same people are the people that brought us to this state that we are.
Yeah.
All of them. Please. I'm not even talking about the inception of democracy in this nation. I'm not talking about the Fourth Republic. Even way back to the military era. The state that we have found ourselves, they are the cause. And if you remember vividly, there is no Nigerian that is up and doing, that is matured and reasonable enough to have understanding at that particular period, that will not understand that the Awusas, the Fulanis were the one cutting the shots of this nation. These are the people that they will give contract and will not execute and collect money. These are the people who feel that everything belongs to them. These are the people that, you see, why do you have quite numbers of them doing BDC business? Because they felt the country money belongs to them and they give it to them at the expense of the economy of the nation and the welfare of the people of this nation. So if these are the same people that are not coming to say, oh, times are hard, please, they should all keep short. The northern elite need not to say a word when it comes to the state of this nation and what is happening at the moment, because they are the cause. They are the one that has brought us here through their nonchalant attitude, not being able to manage the nation good enough to be sustained. Did they know the numbers of years they are crying foul? Saying in this Fourth Republic, the South has spent 16 years or so. The North has only been able to spend, is it 8 or 10 years, or what are they saying?
8 years,
10 years.
under Buhari, yes.
Did they realize that for the 36 years of the military, they are the one that govern this nation? They are the one that ruled most.
Yeah.
They are the one that ruled most.
Yes.
We only had one Southerner. We were able to be Obasanjo. Every other person were Northerners. So what are they saying? So should we also say those years? Do we talk about it? Then if we talk about that year, then they have not been fair enough to the southern part of this nation. So what are we saying? What are we saying? And yet, all your stewardship has brought us to this state that we are. And you people have the effrontery to come and be talking to us. They should keep short.
I think that was also my grasp with the matter. I was like it cannot be you, that should be saying this, because all of you are cut from the same cloth, and then you're not saying, oh, he's not sensitive to better Nigerians. Like, none of you has come out, way before now to even complain about the hardship.
Nobody spoke. None of them spoke.
So
none of them spoke.
It's just very interesting to see. Especially like with the zoning thing. I don't know how I really feel about the zoning thing, to say, oh, 4 years or 8 years, depending, is you 4 years, or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But to the subject matter, I'm not sure you answered the question about whether the president really like seems disconnected from Nigerian hardship, based off, and I think he's asking about this based off of the little comments that we've heard the president say. On Sunday he said, should I borrow you Jigi Bola if you cannot see what we're doing? I think 2 weeks before he had said, oh, Nigeria is working a little better than Kenya. I think that's people's concerns, that it just seems like you're just saying things, but you're not really paying attention to the people that you are leading.
Let's look at it this way. That's why
in 1 minute, because we're running out of time.
That's why I went that route. But let's be honest with ourselves. When you say disconnected, is it disconnected when he removed the subsidy? No. Because if he did not do it, the state that you and I will be at the moment will be worse than what we are talking about now. And we will not continue to patch the economy. We will not continue to patch the economy as it is. Then when you talk about, okay, the cost of foods in the market, don't forget that the cost of food has gone high in recent time is because of this impasse in the state of Amos. That's the reason for the price hike in goods and services as of today, because of the cost of fuel.
And
that is not only, it's not Nigeria that is affected alone.
Yes, it's the world.
But
it just seems like, but I think for Nigeria, it's like, it seems like we are the ones that are getting the worst of it. But I don't know.
Because why? Why are we getting the worst of it? It's because we rely also on importation. And we also export crude oil through that route. So these two, at the moment, are stalled. So we always feel the effect. So that is the problem that we have at the moment. Until that strait is opened and it's safe for our vessels to navigate through, you will see the prices of goods also will come down, because by then, even the crude oil that we are importing, that Dangote Refinery is importing, will go in easily, and the crude oil that we are also selling to the other part of the world will go easily to make our foreign earnings. So these are the station.
All right. We've come to the we've come to the end of today's daily news review program, and I mean we did touch on different topics from the non-academic staff wanting to protest in UI, the N6bn ransom, and then this final one. We've talked about quite a few number of things. But thank you, Ademi, for coming on the program today. Today was I think that today you were a little bit angry. Like, I know that you've been very, very vocal when it comes to the Boko Haram or the bandits. Like, you've been saying, look, they're the ones causing the problem for this country, and if you know that they're the ones, then please bring them out. Like, what is going on? So thank you still for your contributions for today, and catch you next time, next week, Tuesday, for another edition of the Daily News Review.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Stick around with us on Women Radio 1.7. 9 o'clock is the news, 9:05 is her lands. Many thanks to Benjamin for producing me. And do have a lovely day. My name is Fumi, and this is still Women Radio 1.7.